Today. I think I scared it away. This is my third open mic so far. I always feel kind of weird about doing the ones where it's mixed music and comedy because it always ends up being I come right after someone who does this really emotional, moving piece of music or poetry about lost love and broken hearts, and then I come up and I'm just like, why did the chicken cross the road? And everyone's just like, go away. Everyone's crying. It's not a great atmosphere. But I'm getting more used to it because I had an experience where I went to an open mic in D.C., and it was all basically rap, rap. And someone went up and did a song called I'm Gonna Rock Your World, which was about exactly what it sounds like it was about. But the person directly after it had the integrity, they had the determination to go up there as a tiny Indian lady and say, who's in the mood for some spiritual poetry? Directly after that. So I've gotten better. But I grew up in here, and I went to a private school, total of 10 kids in my grade, including myself. And so I don't have a lot of experiences. And because of that, I have a lot of trouble leaving my comfort zone sometimes. And my comfort zone is staying at home all night, eating an entire barrel of cheese puffs and watching an entire season of Star Trek all by myself. I'm cool with that. Anything outside that's a little bit difficult. But, for example, about a year ago, I decided that I was going to purchase some marijuana. That's what cool people call it. Which is far outside the barrel of cheese puff scenario. So there was one guy at my school who sold it, so I approached the man and we started talking. And it was going fine until we got to the question of, how much do you want? And I panicked, because I didn't have any experience in this area. So I said, 2 teaspoons. And that was the wrong answer. So after he stopped laughing hysterically at me, we actually decided on an actual amount. I should mention that the reason behind that answer was because the only experience I had with measurements like that was with baking with my mother when I was a child. Not exactly the same thing. So afterward, the day came. We got to the day where the exchange was going to happen. And he told me how much money to bring, which was $20. And I was like, all right, I can do that. But then I realized that my only source of revenue was my allowance, which was allotted to me by my parents in quarters. So I came to this exchange with a Ziploc bag full of quarters. The ending to the story is me embarrassed and with no marijuana. Another example would be, I don't have a lot of experience with things that people who are my age apparently have already gotten out of their system, like fights and stuff. Never been in any fights. Closest thing was when I was in grade school, someone was spreading rumors about me. So I approached the kid that I thought was doing it, and I punched him. I said, that's what you get for spreading rumors. I thought it was really cool. And then he said 3 words looking me in the eye that I will never forget, and that was, it wasn't me. And he told me who it was, and I went over and punched that kid. And they both went down to the ground. Then I realized I had just punched 2 kids in the stomach, and I was in 6th grade, so I felt horrible. And I went into the corner and I cried bitter tears. Then the teacher came in and said, what happened? But there was silence, because no one wants to be the one that snitches on the psychotic kid that just punched 2 people in the stomach, crawled into the corner, and started weeping bitter tears. So that was a freebie. I don't actually have a very interesting life, because I'm in high school, and I'm not cool. So I don't have a lot of things to tell jokes about. But one thing that I wish I could tell jokes about, because I think it's hilarious, is history. I think it's really interesting. But most people don't want to hear jokes about, oh, the colony of Jamestown was such a bad decision. Poor planning. Very illogical. It's not funny. But one thing that is pretty easy to tell a joke about is the Huns. Because the Huns were a nomadic tribe. They spent their entire life on their horses. Almost. And to save time, to be more efficient, they would keep meat in between their thighs and their horse to both tenderize the meat and, you know, it's some nice padding there, you know, riding a lot, get checked. Most people just see a fun history fact here, but I'm different. I'm entrepreneurial, so I see a business idea, right? There's Taco Bell, there's Pizza Hut, there's Olive Garden, all these ethnic cultural places. I say, Hun Hut. You have the last remaining descendants of the Huns. There can't be many. You get like the 5 guys, put them in the back, have them ride those mechanical bulls and put all the food under their thighs. It's great. Authentic Hun cuisine. That's all I can think of for now, but thanks for having me and everything.